Hi everyone, welcome back for a pocket scrapbook process video. Today is about my sister's 40th birthday, October 31st. Yes, it's on Halloween. um, in 2020. And I'm showing you this tag paper. It's probably going to be the main thing that I use. Also some other alphas. I don't think I use those though. I haven't finished this layout just yet, and so I might use them. I don't know. Um, anyway, so yes, my sister shares her birthday on October 31st. And being pastor's kids, we were always at fall festivals. So she didn't really get birthday parties. Actually, not much at all. Maybe she did before I was born. I don't know. I would have to ask her. But as far as I know, we didn't have any birthday parties, or I don't even know, presents maybe. I don't know. Anyway, I'm putting thumbs down because 6x6 paper pads are so finicky with me, and it's not as easy to tear out the paper as it is on a 6x8 pad. I don't know why. It just, and then it tears, and I'm over it. Anyway, okay, I'm going through the ephemera here and picking out which pieces go well with the photos. And I've noticed some comments throughout my scrapbooking journey. I get comments on how the collections, wow, they go really well with your photos. Well, I do is I go through the whole collection and pick out um, ephemera papers that coordinate well with my photos. I don't just have the whole collection out for me to use. And then once I pick out all the pieces and papers that coordinate, I put the rest away and just use what I picked out. And that is how I get a very cohesive look on my pages. Okay. So anyway, so as I was saying, so yeah, I don't think I remember any birthday parties. And so for her 40th, we did a birthday party, and all my sisters and my dad, we flew out to North Carolina to celebrate her 40th. It was during 2020. We were very happy to see each other. We were supposed to meet up in May for my dad's 75th, but we couldn't because the COVID numbers were still very high. And so we stayed home. And so we were very happy to gather and celebrate my sister's 40th. It was a lot of fun. Okay, so here I'm just going to start cutting up the tags that I want. And I'm going to use a lot of the yellows and the browns and the oranges. Um, so that again they could coordinate with photos. And Jen Hadfield's, I think this is Live and Let Grow. And but most of her collections have a lot of celebration phrases and sentiments. Oh, I noticed that this was printed a little off. It wasn't my blade because the blade is fairly new. Um, and this is the first time this has happened to me. So as I'm trimming, I kind of have to slant my photo a little bit so that it could trim straight according to how it's printed, if that makes any sense. I don't know. Anyway, okay, so I'm gonna use the happy birthday. I think it's so cute. And then I'm gonna use like a polka dot and make this a very tag heavy layout, I guess. Use all the tags in here as much as I can. I have a lot of photos. I didn't want to spread this occasion onto 2 pages just because my album's already pretty thick as it is. Uh, and so I wanted to do as much as I can. And so I have a uh, stack there, a pile there of 3 mini photos of decor, and I thought a tag's a good way to use one pocket and add many tags. You'll see what I mean. Okay, I'm just going to trim this up with my scissors. I could do my mini paper trimmer for this, but it's just a lot quicker for me with my scissors. I had them right there. Anyway, figuring out the placement here. If you notice, I have an orange pair of scissors. They're actually for fabric, but I don't have as many paper scissors as I do fabric scissors. And so I decided to use the fabric scissors for paper and just have it that way, just these orange ones. And they aren't as like, they don't cut with as much ease as paper scissors. They're a little bit thicker when you cut them, but that's okay. They're not as heavy on my hands as those American Craft Gold metal ones. Woo! Those, oh my goodness. All right, I'm loving this sunflower paper. I really wanted to use it. That's why I wanted to use also this Pink Fresh collection. I think it's called Good Times. It's the fall from last year, I believe. Um, because my sister florals were a lot of sunflowers and baby's breath. So when I saw the sunflower paper, I was like, perfect. I have to use this. Just figuring out where else I can fill in the space for cards. So I want to use this. I think it's like a red stripe. Very faint though. I really want to use that Enjoy Every Moment orange floral card, but it's just kind of throwing me off, and so I don't end up using that. I really like this Only For You because we did this for her. Like we flew and her friends put together this party and helped out for her, you know. She's just very loved. And I was so happy that I was able to go. Usually I'm not able to go on these trips for budget reasons, or either I just had a baby or something. And so Ellie was already over a year old, I think. Yeah. And I took her with me, and she was able to fly free still. So I want to bring in some orange. So I brought in some scraps from Cartabella. That a kit that I want to use up. It's in my last pocket process video. And so yeah, I want to use that orangey color, bring it up to upper left hand corner. And so gonna make a card. In being a project lifer or pocket scrapbooker, I have a very weird cut shape scraps of 12 by 12 papers, but that's okay. We make it work. I make it work. Okay. So I wanted to bring out the yellow from the tag, and that orange paper has like these yellowish mustard leaves, so I thought that went well. Now I'm going to go through the Jen Hadfield project pad, and I'm not looking for a pattern or icon type of paper. I'm going to go with the solid. Yes, a solid card that I'm going to make 4x6 to go on that bottom left. And you might think, isn't that a little too plain? Well, I'm going to build a card. Kind of look at it as a really mini, small scrapbook layout is what I'm going to do. And I noticed that this photo did not have a bottom white border or edge. So I trimmed off all the white edges, and I'm going to make my own white borders. And I used to do this a lot before I found an app that prints your photos with white borders. I used to get scrap pieces of white cardstock and put some double-sided tape on the back, and then voila, you have white borders on your photos. And so that's what I used to do, and so I just brought that back right now. So I'm going to get my edge of my Tim Holtz mini scissors here and just distress the edges here to give it some texture, because again, it is just a plain background. It's like a greenish gray. It looks more gray on here, but it when you see it in person, it's got more hints of green. Okay, so yeah, bringing that puffy from Pink Fresh. And then what else? I'm going to pick at the ephemera, use some florals, I think. Yeah. And just kind of embellish around the tag there. So I don't normally do speed ups of process videos and voiceovers because I just think it's a lot to edit, whereas if I do it in real time, I just have to edit out like the not dead air, but like the silence or whatnot, or just where I'm just looking at my layout for long periods of time. I just kind of edit that stuff out, and it's just a lot quicker, the editing process for me in real time. But my little one is feeling under the weather, and she was watching a movie in the couch while I was scrapbooking. So I was like, oh, it's okay. I'll just mute it and do a voiceover and speed it up. Okay, so there you go. I kind of did like a little reef here, spaced out reef, going around. I liked it. And I used my pen there to mark it because I want to extend the use of this acetate leaf ephemera piece. And even though it makes it for an awkward leftover piece, I'm still gonna make it work somehow. Just figure out the placement and you know, instead of it just being wasted, tucked underneath the tag. And so far that is how that card is looking for now. Okay, so I have this little corner there, empty space that I want to add something to. So I bust out these alphas. They are from Pink Paisley. I don't remember exactly what collection they're from, but I think they have like a navy foam on half of the alphas. I rearrange my photos. I actually do this a lot. I just edit it out, but I just left it on here for this process video, and it really has to do with just making sure the patterns are spread throughout and not just congested in one area, and the photos are just flowing with those patterns. And then the embellishing doesn't cover up a photo, and you'll see what I mean in a moment. So I have this corner here, this photo that's just blank, and I just want to embellish it. Sometimes I leave them blank, most of the time I do, and then I embellish. So this layout is actually excessively embellished in my opinion. Or how pocket scrapbooking is supposed to be really simple, and sometimes I do go simple and sometimes I excessively embellish, and this is just one of those layouts that is embellished. So I have this only for you tag, and I really wanted that phrase to show. I didn't want the photo covering it up, so I get my X-Acto knife and I'm just carving out a bit to where it doesn't completely pop out, but I could tuck the photo in behind it. And I have to make sure that it's going to fit in a 3x4 pocket card, so it does. And then I want to add some journaling to that selfie photo, and this box is perfect, but I don't need it to say today, so I'm fine covering it up with a sister ephemera piece, and that is from Jen Hadfield's ephemera. I think it's We Are Family, yeah. And just giving some texture there and going to put it on some foam squares. Now, these foam squares are so sticky. I got them from the Dollar Tree, and they're actually in the aisle where you can find batteries and flashlights and stuff like that, like maintenance, little small maintenance things. And I don't think it's heavy enough to use for a picture frame in your home, which is what they're for, but it's perfect for a crafter for permanent adhesive foam squares. Okay, just placing those tags. I think my regular hole puncher is just a little too big and my tiny hole puncher is just a little too small. I need something in between, but for now it works. I think the holes are just too big. I have multiple photos of the decor, and these tags are just perfect for adding many photos into one. And now I'm going to add just a little bit of this pom-pom string into the holes, which is kind of fun. However, it was a little bit tricksy with how many palms I wanted to do. And then I had to figure out or make sure that the photos were in the correct position so that when you do flip it up, you're not seeing the photo backwards or anything. I did switch the photos above it around so the pom-pom, if it does go up, doesn't cover up the selfie of my sister's. Oh, look, there was a chai. I love my chais. Ice chais, because I think it was really hot that day. For me, hot for fall. Okay, giving some texture to this tag. And I just love that Jen Hadfield has little phrases for celebrations and special events in life. Makes the collection more useful because you could use it for all sorts of things. So that's cool, and she kind of has that consistently in all her collections, I think. Okay, so now, yeah, I don't know where I got this trim. Did I already mention that? Did I mention? I think I got it at Target Bull Spot. I don't know what it's called, but you know where they have cute things for very cheap. I think that's where I got it from. Okay, now with this candle, I want to bring that in. And why not, right? Because I mean, right now I could call it done. I really can. But I just had all these things around and I really want to use up my collection. I did buy quite a few last year and I want to use them. Really, really do. Okay, I have this circle that says seize the moment, or does it say seize the day? Either or. Seize the day. And I thought that went well with the photo because the DJ comes on and he has a really rocking sound going on. No one rushed to the dance floor, but me and my sisters, when we hear a good one, we like start dancing as we're going to the dance floor. But I know my sister wanted some dancing, and so because we didn't know everybody that was there, because again she was in North Carolina and we're from other states, we didn't want to feel like we were taking over all her sisters. That could be a little, I don't know, intimidating. And so we thought, oh, her friends are gonna come and join her, but everybody was getting kind of shy. And so me and my sister was like, okay, we got to do it. We got to be the ones to break the dance floor. And so we did. And we busted out some Dancing Queen. She had a lot of music from the 80s and 90s and 70s, I think. Just that whole area, a lot more 80s because that's where she was born, in that area. And it's just a lot of fun to dance to that 80s music. Tons of fun. Okay, I added this leaf. I had that memories, which goes perfect, but it was too blocky. Like I had the 4x6 photo and then that memory block. It was just too much. And so that leaf was a good in between. Now, this is what I mean. When I took out that seize the day with the foam block, it did rip my photo. But I don't think my daughters are going to blow up this photo, so I think it's okay to cover it up with some ephemera pieces, even though behind it you see a torn photo. But you never know because it's covered up, and that's what we scrapbookers do. We just kind of, we have tricks. For here I put, even on her birthday she bakes. My sister owns a cookie business. Right now she's on a break, but then she was getting many orders, very requested, and she knew we were visiting and we love her cookies, and so she baked even on her birthday. So I thought that was very thoughtful. They were really pretty. And then for this I journal this photo. I feel like we look so grown and established, and so I wrote about the feels on that. And then some journaling here. This actually didn't need any journaling, but why not? So here's some Heidi Shine, and I'm just shaking the heck out of that thing. And even still, I'm getting bubbles in my splatters, and I just think the formula's old. Heidi Shine is old. It came out a long time ago in the scrapbooking world. But I just love that it's not like a superstar quiet as if I were to use acrylic paint. It has a shimmer to it. It's actually a really pretty finish without the bubbles. So I don't know. I'm still going to keep using it. The bubbles is not like a huge deal. And then I do use the tip to make even bigger dots, more purposeful ones. And then why not? Let's just add some splatters here too. Really on any of the spaces that I think are too empty in compared to the rest of the layout. Oh, what am I gonna add here? What am I doing? Oh, you know what? I figured why not add something to this empty space here, because all the other photos, little empty corners are filled in, so why not? And I also wanted to spread the green, and I think it says hooray on it, so perfect for a birthday layout. And then here are the enamel dots. When I bust out the enamel dots, that's when my process is going to come to an end. You know what? I noticed that a lot of scrapbookers use the enamel dots in threes, and there are some times where I use them in threes, maybe more so like in a bigger traditional scrapbooking layout, like a 12 by 12. But in my pocket pages, I've noticed that I use them in ones or twos. And because sometimes I think threes is too crowded. for all the embellishment I got going on already. Okay, so this is what I was talking about in my last process video that I do. Instead of taking out my fuse tool, waiting for it to heat up, then fuse the pockets together to create more pockets, I just use washi tape. So this is a 4x6 pocket, but I'm using it for 3x4 cards, 2 of them. So what I do is I just tape the back from top to bottom with some washi tape, trim off the excess, and then I will stick it back into the pocket and it holds up well. I used to do this before I bought a fuse tool, and my layouts are still holding up. Those pockets are still holding up. And I do it so that, because without the fuse tool or without the washi tape, if I were to just stick them in there loose, then they would kind of into each other as you're flipping the pages. I don't know why I put the pockets back into them. I think it's because I was trying to see if they actually fit. Sometimes I trim just a smidgen too much, and so then I have to go into trim. But because then when I show you all close up, it's gonna have all this glare. Sorry for that, but oh well, for next time. I'll try to remember for next time. But there you go. That's how it looks, and I actually like it. It's not like overly busy, but it's cute, right? I think so. Anyways, I'll see you on my next one.